Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. Mr. Charles Campbell. You're popularly known as Uncle Charlie. You're living at Patty Hill in the parish of Hanover. You were born on January 9, 1924. That means that, Uncle Charlie, you are 100 years old today. Your wife, your children, your brother, your nieces, your nephews, and other relatives, they're asking us to wish you a happy birthday today. Uncle Charlie, I'm told that back in the days, you were a big-time farmer. You used to farm yellow yam, chocho, and pumpkins. You used to take your products to the Lucea market and sell them. Uncle Charlie, enough respect. I am sure that the entire family, especially Marcia, they are going to ensure that today you have a wonderful birthday. And Uncle Charlie, let's hope that you will live to see lots more. Uncle Charlie, enough respect. In today's journey, we are still traveling along the highway. We are heading to Twickenham Park in the Spanish Town area of St. Catherine. Continue to sit back, continue to relax, and continue to enjoy this journey with me. In the news today, now listen this. On Saturday, December 23, a 66-year-old painter, he's living at Darling Street in Savannah, Lamar. He gave a 74-year-old man named Benedict Beckford. He's called Ben or Besson, and he's living at Pentecost Lane in Savannah, Lamar. It is alleged that the 66-year-old painter, he gave 74-year-old Ben his NCB Visa debit card. He also gave him the PIN number and asked him to go and withdraw 5,000 Jamaican dollars from the ATM for him. 74-year-old Ben, he went to the ATM and withdrew the money. He later returned and handed over to the painter the $5,000, a receipt for the $5,000 and the NCB Visa debit card to the painter. 2 days later, on Monday, December 25, 2023, the painter, he went to the ATM to withdraw some money. When he checked his receipt, his balance was short by $7,000. On Wednesday, December 27, the painter, he went inside the Savannah Lamar NCB and he made inquiries. He received a printout which showed that the $7,000, which was short, was withdrawn seconds after 77-year-old Ben withdrew the $5,000 on Saturday. As a result, a report was made to the police who commenced investigations. 77-year-old Ben, he was picked up by the police and he confessed. As a result, he was charged for the offense of simple larceny. So, 77-year-old Ben, he'll be going to the courts shortly. Ah boy. Now, in this next story, we are learning that on Saturday afternoon, January 6, a guy popularly known as Carl Blight, he was seen walking along the Sandy Bay Main Road in the parish of Hanover. He was seen with a gun in his hand. As a result, the police were informed. We are told that the police, they went to the area and on reaching Magian's Drive in the Sandy Bay area, Carl Blight, he was seen in the vicinity of a bar. He was accosted and searched by the police and bingo. He was found with a grey 380 pistol with the serial number intact. It was affixed with a magazine containing 2 live rounds. As a result, Carl Blight, he was taken into police custody and he has since been charged for firearm-related offenses. His correct name is Carl Rabeson. He is 36 years old and he's living at Montpelier district. So, Carl Rabeson, also known as Carl Blight, he'll be facing the courts shortly. Intelligencers, big up on yourself. And Hanover Police, job well done. In this next story, we are learning that, listen this. We are learning that late one night last week, a man in his early 30s, he's living at First Brissett in the Lucea area of Hanover. He drove home and parked his 2013 Toyota Facey in his yard. He was walking towards his house when he was pounced on by two guys who were armed with guns. The two guys, they identified themselves to him as police officers. The two guys, they handcuffed him and led him to his Toyota Facey. We are told that when they reached the Toyota Facey, the two guys, they started asking him for sweepstake coupons. The guys, they put him to sit in the Facey and drove away with him to Fairview in Montego Bay. The hoodlums, they demanded money and we are told that the guy, he withdrew about 150,000 Jamaican dollars and gave it to them. The hoodlums, they then released him, but they did not give him the Toyota Facey. The hoodlums told him that he would have to give them another $500,000 Jamaican dollars by 11 o'clock the next morning to get back the Facey. I am sure those hoodlums, they have no plans to hand over the Facey. So, choppers, and not only choppers, pay attention. This is not the first time I'm hearing about stories like this, and it's just that some persons, they do not report it. Pay attention. Boy, may I tell you. Now, in this next story, we are learning that a 22-year-old young man, he was stabbed and seriously wounded at Miguel district in the Clarkstown area of Trelawny. It took place on Saturday night, January 6, about 7 o'clock. What we are learning is that the 22-year-old young man, he's popularly known as Jimbo, and he's said to be a pool attendant. We are told that Jimbo and his grandmother, they were in their yard when a guy named Orane Gracey, popularly known as Phantom, he walked into the yard. We are told that Phantom, he was armed with knives and behaving in a boisterous manner. Jimbo and his grandmother, they spoke to Phantom and told him to come out of the yard. We are told that Phantom, he left, but he later returned with a knife in his hand. It is said that Phantom, he used the knife to inflict several stab wounds to Jimbo's back. Jimbo, he collapsed and fell to the ground, and he was assisted to the Falmouth Hospital where he was treated and admitted. The police, they were quick on the scene, and Phantom, he was taken into police custody. The mayhem. Now, in this next story, I carried a story yesterday. It was about an incident that took place on the road in front of a popular nightclub on Jimmy Cliff Boulevard in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. Early Saturday morning, January 6, about 2:30. That man on your screen, he was out on the hustle. Now, in yesterday's video, I told you that his name was Sean Campbell and he was 20 years old. I'm now finding out that he had given the police wrong name and wrong age when he was held. His correct name is Chevaughn Moore. He was born on November 24, 1994, 29 years old, and he is a vendor. He lived at Hendon Norwood in St. James. So, we did some digging, and this is what we are learning. Like I said, Chevaughn, he was out on the hustle. We are told that Chevaughn, he operated a stall on a nightly basis in front of the club where he sold his little knickknacks. We are told that early Saturday morning, Chevaughn, he was on the hustle when he was approached by that guy on your screen. His name is Marlon Williams. Marlon, he was born on December 10, 1997, 26 years old, and he lived at St. Irwin in St. James. So, while Chevaughn was on the hustle at his stall, we are told that he was approached by Marlon and an argument developed over money. Our information is that both of them, they got into a physical altercation, and Chevaughn, he used a knife to inflict stab wounds to the left side of Marlon's neck and his chest. Marlon, he was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he died whilst undergoing treatment Sunday night about minutes to 12 midnight. We are learning that early yesterday morning, Chevaughn, he was back at his stall and on the hustling when about 3 o'clock he was picked up by the police. He has since given the police a caution statement about what took place, and we are told that he was charged for the offense of murder. So, Chevaughn, he'll be going to the courts shortly. The mayhem. In this next story, listen this carefully. We are learning that a 45-year-old man, he's called Tony. He's from Jamaica, but he's living in Belgium. We are told that Tony, he came to Jamaica for the holidays and he was supposed to leave the island yesterday. His 41-year-old friend, who shall remain nameless, he took Tony to the Sangster International Airport to catch a flight going to London, then connect to Belgium. But due to the heavy traffic, when they reached the airport, it was too late. Tony missed the flight. As a result, Tony, he made arrangement to leave Jamaica today. So, while Tony and his friend were at the airport, we are told that Tony, he saw a female who he knew for a while now. She and Tony spoke and they planned to go somewhere in the night. The female, she was driving a Honda step wagon and Tony, he was traveling in a white Toyota Axio being driven by his friend. The female, she drove off and Tony and his friend, they followed her. On reaching in the vicinity of the guest house on Bogill Drive, the female, she stopped and came out of her vehicle. The man that was driving the car with Tony, he stopped and Tony, he got out of the car and was walking towards the female to see what was the issue. We are told that a white Toyota Axio motor car suddenly drove up behind their white Toyota Axio. Two hoodlums jumped out of the car and they opened gunfire at the two men. Tony, he managed to run off and hid in bushes. The hoodlums, they then jumped back in their car and sped away, making good their escape. The female, she also drove away. It was then realized that the driver for the car that Tony was traveling in, he was shot. He received gunshot wounds to the left side of his chest. Tony, he was not hurt. The Toyota Axio was also damaged by bullets. The police, who were quick on the scene, they rushed with the driver to a nearby hospital where he was treated and admitted. No, this was not no random attack. There was no attempt to rob any of the men. Based on the report, the men were lured to that spot and phone call run. If you can figure out who made the phone call, drop your comments in the comment section below. Ah boy. Now, this next incident, it took place Sunday afternoon, January 7, about 12:30. It took place at Patrick Street in the Old Harbour area of St. Catherine. Our information is that a man, he is 46 years old and he's a mechanical engineer. We are told that the man, he was at his home sitting on his bed. The door was opened. A hoodlum walked up with a gun in his hand and opened gunfire, hitting the man to his lower left arm. his shoulder and his right upper arm. We are told that the bullet to his right upper arm, it exited through the right side of his back. The man, he managed to run from the house, and the hoodlum, he made good his escape. The man was assisted to a nearby hospital where he was treated and admitted. We are told that when this crime scene was processed, 3 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. In this next story, on Sunday afternoon, March 14, 2021, almost 3 years ago, about 12:30, a guy named Trenton Bryan, he was 37 years old at the time, and he lived at Darling Street in Kingston. Trenton, he was standing along the roadway at Malcolm Drive in the Gregory Park area of Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine when he was allegedly approached by 2 brothers who were armed with guns. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire at him, but he managed to run off to a nearby yard where he collapsed and fell. The 2 hoodlums, they then made good their escape. It was then realized that Trenton, he was shot. He had received gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. Residents of the area, they rushed with Trenton to the Spanish Town Hospital, but it was too late. He was pronounced DEAD. So the police, they commenced investigations, and one of the brothers, he was picked up. He was subsequently charged for murder and other charges. His name is Sanjay Tracey. The police, they had been searching for the other brother, and on Friday, January 5, he was picked up by the police in an operation at Bull Bay in the parish of St. Andrew. His name is Miguel Facey, but he's popularly known as Ears. He is 30 years old, and he's living at Portmore Villa in the Gregory Park area of Portmore. Ears, he was officially charged yesterday for murder, conspiracy to murder, and firearm-related charges, and he'll be facing the courts shortly. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell, then click all, so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. In the final story for today, a JDF soldier. He's a sergeant in the army and he's living in the parish of Manchester. We are told that some time ago, this soldier gave an auto body technician a car bumper to repair. The name of the auto body technician is Adrian Bridge, but he was popularly known as Omar. On March 21, coming up, Omar, he will be celebrating his 48th birthday. Omar, he owned and operated the auto body repair shop at Top Battersea Road in the Wait-A-Bit area of Trelawny. On Sunday afternoon, January 7, about 3:30, the soldier, he went to the shop to retrieve the car bumper that he had left to be repaired. While he was there at the shop, an argument developed between Omar and the soldier. We are told that the argument, it became physical and both of them started to tussle. We are also told that punches were thrown. So, Soji, him decided that him not in a the fist-to-fist fight at all. Soji, he pulled his licensed firearm and fired at least 8 bullets at Omar. You heard that? Soji, he pulled his licensed firearm and fired at least 8 shots at Omar, hitting him in his upper body. Soji, he then picked up the bumper that he came for, put it in his vehicle and drove away, leaving Omar lying on the ground. We are told that Soji, he drove to the Wait-A-Bit police station where he made a report. Omar, he died on the spot. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene. 8 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. We are also told that Soji, he has reported that Omar was trying to disarm him and that is why he shot him. But Soji, at least 8 bullets? The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them block out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals